Move this out of the way. And start the vehicle. That's the owner laughing. Actually, he can't believe
Finally.
it. He cannot believe it. Good afternoon. We have an interesting case. It's a 2013 Toyota Camry. I'm going to give you guys a little bit information about it, so be patient with me because it's been a long journey to the customer. Actually, he is a good friend of mine. Now let's start with his issue. His current issue is ABS light is on. Let me start the vehicle. ABS light on, brake light on, this yellow light exclamation mark, and the this light is on. Before we had airbag and the other light for the blind spot, which is the other system. Give me a moment, I'll tell you in a minute. The traction was off. And this light also was off, this one, and then when you push the button it will never go on. This issue started with a noise in the steering when you turn. Customer found out that the piece connecting the steering column to the rack and pinion has a play in it, so they decided to do the job by themselves. They have some tools, and they did actually do the job almost perfect. They replaced the piece, but when they replaced it, the steering wheel was offset. So instead of adjusting it from the bottom, they decided to go here to pull the steering wheel off and the whole thing out, and they correct the angle from here, thinking that it's like the the classic vehicles, the old vehicles that didn't have no sensors and steering columns. And they did actually do this, but when they took the airbag and the clock spring off, they damaged the steering angle sensor. Actually, before that they didn't know that. All they started showing that light came on, that light, the traction off, I'm not sure, but the airbag was on. ABS and brake were not on, and the steering light was on also. This one, the red one. What they did, actually, they took it to a local wannabe mechanic guy, and instead of fixing it or giving them a brief about what's going on with their car, the car was returned to them with the ABS and the brake light on. At this moment, they didn't want to deal with this guy. They called another mobile guy, and they said he took a long time checking it. The airbag light, he turned it off, and he never finished with it. He wasn't able to fix any of the issues. They took it to a local dealer because they received a letter about a recall from Toyota. So they took it to a dealer, and the dealer actually gave them this TSB. It is TSB-0130-19. I am going to show you guys the pages if you guys want to pause to read it. It applies to these years: 13 to 15 Avalon hybrid and 12 to 14 Camry hybrid. These are the codes that you should have in your system to qualify for this extended warranty. C1391, C1252, C1256, or C1253. And there's some more information. Next page, right here. These are the old part numbers and the new part numbers. And more information here. The procedure, how to repair it, what are you gonna need, text stream, blah 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 blah. And this is the procedure if you guys are interested. This was September 4/19. Now, after finding out that his vehicle does not qualify for this DSB, dealer was gonna charge him, I don't know, $1,400 for the repair. So he decided not to do the job over there. He decided to take it to a local mechanic shop that has a 4 something good reviews on Google. And he took it over there. They did a diagnose. They never mentioned here anything about the steering angle sensor or the airbag. They did actually give him a quote to replace the pump and a control module. Total was $1,510, and of course he didn't do the job. That's why we're here. As I mentioned before, he's really close, like a brother to me. And when he called me at that time, I was in Philadelphia, and he explained everything to me, and I asked him to scan the car with a good scanner, but unfortunately there wasn't any good scanners handy at that time. And it happened that I had visited here to Dallas, Texas last Christmas, so I brought my tools with me, some of my scanners, and some stuff, not a lot. And we scanned the car, we looked at it, and I told him you have three main issues. One with the airbag, the second one with the blind spot, which disabled because of the steering angle sensor. And I did bring with me a steering angle sensor at that time, clock spring, the whole thing. And his third issue is with the ABS and the brake. We did fix the airbag. It was a fitment issue, harness fitment issue, although he still have it on and off sometimes. We'll fix it later. Second issue was with the blind spot. We had to reset the steering angle sensor, and we did that after replaced the steering angle sensor actually. And that issue, that system worked fine, and that was his main concern because he wanted that. It was really useful for him when he drove for Uber. The third issue that I told him, he needed to do some procedures, and we needed some equipments that I didn't have with me at the time. Now, as some of you guys know, recently I moved to live not far from him here, North Dallas, and we are going to proceed with his issue. ABS brake light on, and we have three codes: C1345, C1368, and C1451. These two related, C1345 and 1368, they are linear solenoid valve offset learn not performed, and the second one, linear solenoid valve offset. This one, the 1368, came because the relearn is not done. I tried to do the relearn, and it didn't work. And actually I forgot to mention that he also took it to another Toyota dealer, and they did perform the reset, the learning, and it didn't work with them also. So right now we're going to see if this code C1451 has anything to do with not letting the vehicle finishing the learning of the linear solenoid valve. So I think if we fix this issue, we're going to be able to perform the learning and this code will disappear. So first let's attack C1451, motor drive permission fault. This is what all data I mentioned about the C1451, but it has /72. You guys can pause to read. And I did actually mention to him that he need to take the vehicle to a good mechanic, like not good as, you know, good known mechanic, but a good place that have the right equipments to perform the bleeding for the brakes. The first step we're doing, we just put the vehicle on 4 jack stands, actually 3 and a jack. We took the rims off and we're going to perform air bleeding for the brake system. Here's some notes if you guys want to read it. Caution notes. This is the procedure. These are the steps that we need to follow to do the air bleeding. You guys can pause and read. And we're going to use the Autel instead of the TechStream. If not, I have the Varus Pro. Step, as the procedure said, you know, add between minimum and maximum. I chose to get it as closer to the maximum than to the minimum. Brake fluid, any .3 will work. I chose to go with O'Reilly because I like them. This is my first time doing bleeding, to be honest with you guys, and as far as I understood before, you do the bleeding from the, I think we are going to follow the procedures on the scanner, but I think the first one that you do is the furthest to the pump, in this case the passenger rear. So we're going passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, and then driver front, because the pump is located on the driver front side of the vehicle. If we are going to have the option to choose which one to bleed. I'm using this cheap suction pump. I was gonna use the reservoir that came with it, but this is it doesn't hold the vacuum, so I just extended the hose. Hopefully I have enough hose to use as a reservoir, but now I can hold the pressure a little bit. I mean, I can use suction. That is going to be a 8mm wrench, and these are the bleeders. Right, we have the snap-on connected. Let's do a reset memory. Was completed. After ABS reset, turn the ignition off. Wait 10 seconds. 10 seconds later, ignition back on. Perform the test mode to calibrate your way access sensing and linear valve offset. Okay, let's do this. Now I turned the ignition off, waited for 20 seconds, turned it back on. Let's do the test mode. Ensure that the parking brake is released. Turn ignition cue off and wait for at least 10 seconds. Back on, we did already that. Ready off, ensure that the engine is stopped. Okay. Straight ahead position. Continue. See here also ABS and when both ABS and brake warn the light, blink fast. Wait for 2 minutes. I hear some activation on and off from the ABS, but I don't see no blinking. Let me pause here. Almost done. Did not blink fast. Exit this test and start over again. Be sure that the following instructions are specific each state. Okay, they did not blink. Let's try the linear. Same instructions that the auto give us. ABS blink fast, brake blink slowly. Also it's gonna take 2 minutes. I don't have any blink in here. I'm going to pause and come back after this test finish. Test completed. Go back. Clear codes. Yes. Okay, so same results as the auto. Let's do the bleeding. That's what the auto wasn't able to do. Air bleeding. Continue. Usual air bleeding. All lines. Parking brake is applied. Okay, we just applied the brake, the parking brake. From the following 4 steps for the front right line. Okay, we didn't get to this point with the auto, I don't know why. So it asks us front right. Let's go to front right. We're going to do 5 times, and then the 5th one, hold.
3,
سريع
4, 5.
All right. So now depress the pedal, then loosen the leader plug with the pedal help. Calm more?
Yes.
Okay. I see air coming out.
That's all.
Michael, that's fine. Keep holding it. Air came out. Definitely air came out, but it looks like it won't go back. Let me close it before it goes back. Oh, more air. More air. Oh, a lot of air. I need to empty my tube.
Done.
Okay. Now this is the second time and we have only fluid. You see that? We have only fluid. When the fluid stops coming out, tighten the bleeder plug. Then release the brake. Okay, repeat this procedure on same wheel until the air stops coming out. We already did it actually twice and now we don't have air. We're going to do the same thing with the front left. Go ahead.
Good?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold. Alright, we have some air came out. Continue. Okay, let me empty the fluid in the pipe and we'll repeat the step. Let's do it again.
Do it again?
Yes.
Stop.
No, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright. Alright, no more air. We're on the rear left. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold. Hold. You holding, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let me empty the tube. We're on the last one, the right rear. Oh, we don't have much air, but I'm gonna repeat it one more time. شيلي ديك نبيل. Alright, do one more time.
Ready?
Yes, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold. Holding, right?
Yeah.
Right. Release.